Here to help us make sense of it all, the Bankroll Boys, CBS NBA analyst with a hammer in tow, Tim Doyle, and the Wizard of Odds, Kenny White. Sunday, no day of rest for these two gentlemen. Mavs, Dubs guys, home side 2-0 straight up and against the number this season in this head-to-head. Golden State laying 3.5 in this specific game. Totals coming in at 220. Timmy, lead us off here. Where do your eyes go in this matchup right off the bat?
Yeah, I'm not really going to be much help because I hate this game. I hate this game. It's just like when you talk to Mustafa and Austin Powers. If you say it 3 times, you start to like the game. I think the Warriors go out there and win. But here's the deal, Kenny. I feel like everyone's going to be betting the Warriors here, right? Oh, just a short number at home. I feel like this is one of those games that they're like baiting you in. If you watch the Warriors' first game after the All-Star break, they look like the best team in the NBA. Now, they were playing the Trailblazers, which right now may be the worst team in the NBA. But, man, they smacked them around in that spot. And the Golden State Warriors have a superstar who is not a household name. And I'm talking about Jonathan Kuminga. So everyone knows Steph and Clay, and obviously Draymond Green and Wiggins is having a great year. But Kuminga, when I watch him, we're looking at the next Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. And I know that's really high praise. He had 17 points against the Trailblazers. And the best thing that happened to his career was going to the Warriors because he gets a sense of professionalism. When I talked to one of my friends, the assistant coach of the Warriors, when Steph and Clay have a bad shooting night, the next day, you know what they're in there doing? They're shooting, like more shots. It's only reps that make you better. And the fact that Kuminga is seeing those guys, his star is only going to shine brighter. I'm going to bet the Warriors here in the money line. Kenny, I think they're going to figure out a way to win, but this line smells.
I hope we can both win then. I'm taking the points with the Mavericks here in this one. You have 7-1 ATS their last 8, and this team has really transformed since Luka Doncic has actually shed some pounds. This guy came in the NBA at 230. He was 275 pounds in December, beginning of December. So way out of shape. Now he's down to about 255. He took the fat suit off, and since that time, he's been dominating, and the Mavericks have been playing great basketball. The last time they played, January 25th, Golden State beat them by 38. 38. I'm sure that this is one game that Dallas did not play well over the last 2 months, and they've got it circled. And Golden State really had not played well before the break. They failed to cover 7 straight point spreads right before the break. So I get a revenge factor. Hope we can both win this. I'll take the points with Dallas.
All right, taking a look at some individual player props here because star power all over this one, as you guys have outlined. Steph, unusually quiet in each of these 2 previous matchups between the 2 teams. 16 points per game, shooting at just 16% from three-point land in those 2 games. So either Dallas has his number on that end of the court or he's due to shoot his way out of this thing. Point prop 24.5. Kenny White, where do you fall on that number?
Yeah, I'm going to go under. And Dallas's defense has been their calling card this year. They're ranked 17th offensively. Doncic did get that slow start to the year, and they are playing much better than that. They're number 5 over the entire season, and they're number 30 in pace, so they do want to slow this down. So I think less possessions. Also, Steph Curry, his median number over the last 10 games, just 22 median points per game. So I'll go under the 24.5.
Yeah, there's really not much more I could add to that besides, last game he did it distributing the basketball, Steph Curry. And it's about growing the chemistry of this team. Is it about winning this Sunday game against the Mavericks? No. It's about the Warriors long term when they get back Draymond Green, Wiseman. How do you incorporate Kuminga to play meaningful minutes? Like, you know what you can get from Steph Curry. And if I called Steph Curry right now, I do not have his number. I would text him after a certain hour. You don't text anybody before 8 a.m. You got to know the time zone as well. But if I said, hey, Steph, I need you to go over this number or else I'm taking your house, he would go over the number. But I don't think it's that important right now. So Kenny gave you the numbers, last 10. You could almost extend that to the last 20. He's hovering around 20 points a game, and you pay an absolute premium to bet Steph Curry. But I was at the All-Star game in Cleveland, and damn, Joe, he was really good in that game.
It was an absolute blast to watch him light it up, win the MVP, and we think that maybe that'll help him shoot his way into the second half or the final third of the season, but we shall see. You put it very nicely there. If he wants to go over the number, we'll see if he does, but he is coming off a season high in assists his last time out. Luka, meanwhile, his point prop coming in at 29.5. TD, if we look at this game log over the last 6, it's kind of interesting. Nothing in the 30s. He's either sub 23 or 45 plus. Is it feast or famine on that number here Sunday?
Yeah, because it's a national game, I'm going to go feast. Okay. He knows that he has to be at an extremely high level, and Kenny said it best. He's gotten in amazing shape. The last 2 seasons before the season started, the NBA season, this guy was favored to win the MVP. Now I cannot even imagine putting myself in his shoes. Every offseason, you know what he seems to enjoy? Maybe a little too many shrimp cocktails. That cocktail sauce got a lot of sugar in it. Ketchup has got a ton of sugar. He puts on the weight and then he kind of like sheds it throughout the year. So maybe he gets to a point in his career, it's going to happen, where he has the maturity to be like, maybe I need to start the season at this weight. But the fact that they're playing the Warriors, the fact that this line is just so smelly, I think that Luka is going to go off for a big number. I think he's going to take a lot of shots. So I am going to go over here.
It's just amazing to look at Luka Doncic at 22 years old. He's already playing in his 4th year in the NBA. I think Tim was entering his freshman year at St. John's at 22 at this point. But how could you be out of shape, Tim, at 22 years old? I don't know. I guess 4 years in the NBA, you're already a veteran and you're living pretty good. But, man, already out of shape. He came into the league at 230 pounds his first year and came in 275 this year. Amazing. I'm going over too. I think it's feast today. It's national TV. His median numbered over the last 10 games, 34 points a game. I know he's had some low ones and some high ones, but I think this is a day where he's going to want to fill it up tonight, especially with that revenge. They lost by 38 the last time they played these guys. That doesn't taste too good. So today, Luke has a big game today.
Like a young Perry Ellis. He's still lobbying for that 7th year of eligibility out there, our Tim Doyle. But for now, he'll win with us. Elsewhere, guys, the Lakers going to look to claw their way out of the abyss, coming off that tough loss against the Clippers on Friday. Some palms in the air, some arguing. Tonight, it's the Pelicans at home. Pelicans 7-0 against the number of their last 7 games on the road. They're catching one at the Crypto Crib. Totals 222.5. Kenny, where are we heading?
I'm taking the Pelicans. You mentioned it. Their success on the road. Even over a longer period of time, they're still winning ATS numbers, 10-6 over the last 16 games. When you look at the Lakers at home, 13-19 this year. And, the lineup, I don't know if they can play defense or not. With McCollum and Ingram, both guys below average defensive guys, but they can light up the scoreboard. You got Valanciunas, Graham, Herbert Jones. I kind of like this lineup the way they're playing right now. So I'll take the Pelicans over a dysfunctional Laker team. I was surprised the other day, look at the box score. Westbrook had 1 assist. 1 assist. How does he have 1 assist? I have no idea how that happens.
Yeah, I actually, the Pelicans should be 3.5 in this game, or at least 2.5. They're the much better team. They have to make the Lakers favorite at home because Lakers always take money, just like the Cowboys, just like the Yankees. They always take money. Right now, they're 27-32. And people are betting them. You remember when they were like the favorite to win the NBA championship? You know what I used to say? I'll give you half your money and kick you in the shin. Don't bet them, okay? Like, there was no possibility they're going to win an NBA championship. Now, I was wrong about New Orleans when they picked up McCollum. They kind of had like a tough schedule because they played Miami, then they ran into the Spurs and they were playing their best basketball of the year. But I kept betting them. And then I was finally right. It was like, did you see Weber after he won the bowling yesterday? It was his 10-year anniversary. Like, I am what you want to be. It was something like that.
I did it.
Whatever it was.
Who do you think you are? I am.
I am betting the Pelicans here, okay? That's who I am betting. McCollum had 32 last out against Phoenix, and we saw the best of the Pelicans when they won in Phoenix without Chris Paul playing for the Suns. Valanciunas had 18 points, 17 rebounds, and then Brandon Ingram did what he had to do. This is my best bet. New Orleans, hammer time. The more you bet, Musso, the more you win.
Yeah, to your point there, TD, Vegas really wants no exposure to this Lakers team still. I believe they're still 5th favorite to represent the Western Conference in the NBA Finals, so not backing off any of those numbers. At 9 Eastern, we got some Blazers basketball. You mentioned McCollum making the trip there down to Big Easy, and we'll see what this team continues to look like without him. 4-2 since dealing CJ, catching 8 at home tonight, facing a Nuggets team that hasn't lost since February 11th. That's 5 straight for those keeping track at home. TD, you taking those points or approaching this one differently?
My dad played in the NBA in the early 60s, all right? 62, 63. That's how many games he played. And, he got a lifetime. Everywhere he'd go, that guy played in the NBA. It was like, 4 games? It actually might have been 8 games. I can't remember. But he did shoot 50% from the field and 80% from the line. But he only took 5 free throws his whole career. But he used to bet the NBA in the 70s before the three-point line, and he thought it was a massive edge knowing the travel schedule at the time. And Sunday nights, Portland always played at home. So he knew you went from LA to San Fran up to Portland, and he used to pound the Blazers. Now that's when the Blazers had like Walton. They won an NBA championship at that time. So he knew like the party schedule. He was betting Blazers, whoever the opponent was, because he knew like he was like party in LA, party in Frisco, up to Portland. And like that it worked for like 10 years. So this is one of his angles. Does it still apply in 2022? I don't know, because there's not a lot to write home right now about the Blazers. You start going through their lineups, it's like Willie Mays Hayes is their shooting guard. Like they just don't have the bodies. Here's the guy who has to do everything right now, Anthony Simons, and we're learning that this guy's really good. I think you're paying a lot of points here to bet Jokic and the Nuggets. This seems like a huge number for the home team. So I'm going to go old school here, Kenny. It's been a 50-year trend that my father, Big Dan Doyle, has been following. So I'll take the dog here.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I remember how good those Blazer teams were. Walton, Maurice Lucas, Dave Twardzik at guard. They had a really good team. They were a fun team. I'm gonna go with Denver though. I don't mind the travel, because travel hurts the weaker team. And the situation why Portland was so good in those spots, they were always the better team. They were always the favorite. They could wear down the opponent. I don't think Portland can wear down this Denver team. Denver 6-2 ATS their last 8. They really took their foot off the pedal last night, and they kind of cruised home because they knew they had a game tonight. I don't like what I see with no Nurkic. That was the last nail out of the coffin for Portland. With Nurkic out, this team is a bunch of Willie Mays Hayes around Simon. So I'll take the Nuggets here.
All right, let's take a look at those plays in the evening action from our guys. Night side plays, Mavericks and Dubs. That's a Warriors on the money line play, and maybe you can middle it. Maybe you get that 3-point Mavericks winner, and both of our guys walk away. Or excuse me, 3-point Mavericks winner would cash both of those. No, he's got Warriors on the money line. Excuse me. 3-point Mavericks loss would cash both of those tickets. Both of our guys in lockstep when it comes to Steph Curry, under the 24.5. Luka Doncic, meanwhile, both playing it over the 29.5, because if not him, then who? Lakers and Pelicans. Both of our guys on the Pelicans. Tim Doyle's paying the short price there on the money line. And then Splitsville when it comes to the Nuggets and Blazers. Some evening action between the NBA best Suns and the Jazz. Phoenix has not lost back-to-back games, guys, since Christmas. They're going to look to avoid doing so tonight after having their 8-game winning streak snapped on Friday. Obviously, no CP3 here for the foreseeable future, but Devin Booker seems to love this matchup. 43 and 33 in the 2 previous meetings. Phoenix getting 2 at home. Kenny, what does the line tell you?
The line, looking at the lines, who needs this game more, and Chris Paul being out's a big factor in this basketball game. It's just amazing. Looking at this Utah Jazz on the screen, a 2-point favorite. There's got to be more injuries is what that's telling me. Somebody else for Phoenix has to be out as well today. I'm not sure who that could be. I was taking 1 last night. So this line has moved 3 points since last night. I don't know how it could. I have the Jazz 1.5-point favorite myself. So it's a revenge game. They've lost both games already this year. And if you're going to get Phoenix, you better jump on him now while Chris Paul's out, because he is still a massive value to the line. I've got him worth 3.5 points in the betting line. But again, now the line has moved so far. I really have no value in this game. I would not let anyone, tell anyone to delay the 2.5 with the Jazz, even though I think they could still win, Tim. Taking
a look at the injury report here. They're going to be short, TD, at the point guard position with Cam Payne expected to be out of this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Kenny here. This is the time you want to hop on Phoenix. They were on such an unbelievable run, winning 18 and 19 going into the All-Star break, that you figured they were going to come back to earth a little bit, and now they have because of the Chris Paul injury. I think Utah is in a spot where when you really talk, Musso, about some of the best teams in the NBA, they never, I repeat, never get mentioned, ever. Right? I mean, when you talk about NBA championships in the East, it's the Bucks, the 76ers, or in the West, it's the Warriors or Suns. Not one analyst has come out here and said, hey, you remember Utah? Like last year had an unbelievable year. Remember we were holding tickets every which way, cashed out early. Genius. I think this is like a statement game for them. Like, this is a game that matters. I'm always looking through the schedule of like, all right, what game matters? This is a chance for Utah to grow its confidence eternally that if they run into Phoenix in the playoffs, they know they could beat them, even though I think we all believe at full strength the Suns are a better team. This is a motivational game for the Jazz to go out there and have a win, and no better time to play the Suns when they're missing kind of the head of their snake and Chris Paul. Give me Utah.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.